Let me tell you something that I think that a lot of people really don't understand. And I was talking to my wife about this because I think this is a concept that I think it took me a long time to understand. Like, and don't take me wrong, with this first line is going to be a bit polarizing, but I want you guys to understand something. It's okay to be selfish. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. It is okay to be selfish. Now, I know people are going to say, man, what does he mean about it's okay to be selfish? Let me tell you something, right? A lot of people spend so much time worrying about the welfare and the conditions of everybody else around them. Now watch this. You're so focused on what that person's doing, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your friend, what they're doing and the poor decisions they're making. But what about your own life, right? What about being selfish enough to understand that sometimes through example and inspiration, you can affect somebody by just doing the right things and putting yourself in the right position. And I'm gonna give you a story. I had a buddy of mine. This guy was always in trouble, just a knucklehead. And many years of him watching me as an entrepreneur over the years, consistently falling and getting back up and reinventing myself and recreating different instances of myself. And mind you, during that period of time, I used to just check in on him and think, man, you need to get yourself together, dog. Like, I'm worried about you. Like, you need to stop doing this, and just trying to pour into him and all that energy and time. What I didn't knew is the best therapy was based on him watching me and seeing what I was doing. Because what I didn't know at that particular moment in time, this individual had been watching my progress as a human being over the year after year after year, until one day he messaged me and said, dude, I changed my life. I've got a job, I've got a girlfriend, I've got a baby on the way. Because we grew discontent. I'd never really checked in on him. I just started to be selfish and focus on myself. Even though this is one of my close friends, I started to focus on myself selfishly, knowing, you know what, I can't save him. I've tried my best, but I need to focus on me, because maybe through me, I get, and once again, this is just a byproduct of me just busting my, and this is work for your brothers, your sisters, your spouse, people around you that envy you, that admire you, maybe not the term envy, but mostly admire you or look into you or look up to you. This individual saw the progression of my growth and my ability to change over time, and the maturity over time that it took for me to be at a better place. And through that, inspired him to make the same changes. See, I tell you something that people don't really want to tell you. You don't ever know who's really watching you. You don't know who's looking at you. You don't know who's looking at you as a reference or looking at you as a barometer of what's possible in their life. It is advantageous for you to do the best, to be the best version of yourself, because your children are looking at you, your spouse is looking at you, your girlfriend, your family members, the world may be looking at you. You may inspire somebody to be a better person. You may inspire somebody to go after their dreams. You may inspire somebody to never give up. You may inspire somebody to never doubt themselves, to get up and continue to fight. Because I was scared to share my message. I was scared to talk about my struggles. I was scared to go into detail about the processes in which it took me to be in the place I was. But the moment that I started to share this, people started to raise their hand and say, hey, me too. I struggle with that, man. Like, I thought I was the one. Like, it just feels good to know that someone else that's like me struggles the same way, that's fighting for the same thing, but doesn't know how to get it all together. And it's always about what you do and how you respond to those things. We don't ever know who's looking at us. We never know who's looking at what we're trying to do and build inspiration from it. You don't know. For years, I didn't want to share my story. For years, I wanted to hide behind a blanket. I am out here to share my testimony, my story, my journey, so that way it can inspire people to understand that you are not a product of where you're from, of what you've done, and who you are. You can make yourself, you can manifest, you can build yourself into what you want to be, what you want to see yourself as. You're not a product of circumstances. You're not. It is how you rebound from those things, how you get up off the ground when you get knocked down, because you can do it. I did it. I know you can do it. And you have to fight for it. You have to want it. And I tell people all the time, had I known this, I might have done things differently, but because through those struggles, I can share my testimony and my story. People can understand it, because you're not going to be able to get there unless you understand that you look at things that are going on around you, that you attach yourself to people that have the things that you want, and you see those things and you emulate those things, and you get up there and create your own version of what success is to you. I'm not saying you got to have all the money. Success may be a happy wife, happy family, got your house, you working, you're doing your thing, and that's perfectly fine. But that version of yourself requires discipline. That version of yourself that depends on consistency. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that. They don't get that. I am glad that I was able to show my story visually for one of my friends, a close friend to me, to watch my growth, my progression, going through depression, being sick, going through struggles, being homeless, all these things that I suffered during that period of time. And being able to have the guts to share here, I'm like, dude, I'm not any better than you. I'm just like you. I suffer from the same things like you. And I think a lot of people need to hear that. I think a lot of people don't understand that. And I think that message can change the lives of people around you. Sometimes you need to share your struggles so that way people can understand that you're human too, and that you survived it, so can they. Never give up on yourself. Keep fighting and never let down and give up. Keep getting back up no matter how many times you get down, because I'm telling you, from my own personal testimony, I continue to fight, and that's why I'm here today.